Welcome to the WoodsTalk podcast. Here we are, one and all, at episode 100 of WoodsTalk. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Whatever way you're sort of getting your podcast these days, I do not know. It's been a very overwhelming journey to get here to episode 100. So sincerely, unconditionally from Woodsy, thanks to anybody that's ever listened, ever watched, because there's a lot of podcasts out there in the world, and even just on the Northern Irish comedy scene, ballock loads as well. Loads of brilliant people, brilliant comedians with brilliant podcasts. So as I say, the fact that anybody designated a wee bit of time, even to mine, it really fucking touches the big man. So thanks very much to everybody who's got us here. Let's have a few thank yous before we get stuck into this week's episode. First and foremost, the Woodtown clan on Patreon, the people who've been there during the lockdown, engaging with the extra content and just always giving the feedback that's necessary to keep the podcast going. So shout out to Joseph Williamson, Declan Mulholland, Carl Gilmore, Philip Devine, Hannah Woods, Jane Riley, Naomi Mitchell, Brian McAllister, Francis Hutchinson, Julie Hewitt, Violin McConlon, and Luke Gorman. Thanks very much to all those people keeping me productive during the lockdown. I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Aaron Butler, who helps with everything podcast wise in terms of just me learning how to do shit. He's a bit of a wizard when it comes to all things tech for video and audio, and he was very helpful and sent me a lot of links to the equipment that I now use, and always gave me feedback about how shite I sounded or how shite it looked. So thanks very much to the Buttman for obviously being as pragmatic as usual and slagging me. But again, this is a journey to get here. And looking back through all the podcasts that I did with various guests, I wouldn't take back a fucking single minute of it. We managed to pump out a lot of really good stuff. And, I got frequent messages from people who said, that my podcast helped them on their way to work, on the way back from work, during work, in some cases, during the lockdown, during their workouts, whatever. So genuinely thanks. Just thanks for tuning in. It really is mad to get here, I have to say. And we're here, episode 100, and who else better to have as the guest for episode 100? Someone who has featured on the show a few times, someone who agreed to do episode 100, someone who was the only option for episode 100, and so much so that in terms of availability, I had to wait about a week or so before we could actually get all this organised, and it was worth the wait. It was Ruth Curran, everybody. Ruth Curran making her 4th appearance on the show, and I'm delighted to have her for episode 100. Always has stories, always a really, really good crack, and I hope you enjoy the episode. So thanks a million for listening in. This is episode 100, and we're delighted as well to feature Wynona Bleach and their new single Drag as a closing track on this episode. This band have featured on the show a good few times. Funny enough, they've opened for Alice in Chains, but I think being on this podcast is probably a bigger milestone, but God bless. Carl Gilmore, their bassist, has been a fan of the show for a while. He's also a Woodtown clan member on Patreon. So enjoy me and Riff chatting. Enjoy the single Drag from Wynona Bleach. Thanks a million, everybody, to all members of the Woodtown clan, new and old. Enjoy episode 100. Take it easy. Let's get stuck into it now. You got sorted.
As my man says, kicking my gas now. Cooking my gas.
I hate technology so much. It's insane. I don't like it.
Like, it just baffles me about how something that everyone needs and uses sometimes can just go, do you know what? I'm just going to go and just shit myself out of no reason whatsoever.
It's basically like a toddler just going, nope. Nope. Up with this I will not put. Nope. Do you know what I mean? Because I suppose the idea with anything is that, like, as technology gets more advanced, it's supposed to like free you and be like super speed and really make your life easy. And it's the opposite, where you're like just stressed over like, see when you get like a new phone and it's quick as fuck, and say it takes 5 seconds to open Instagram, then after a couple of months it takes 8 seconds. You're raging. You're fucking raging. You're like, that's slow as fuck. Holy fuck.
And I have I have an A level in ICT, and I genuinely don't know how I got it. And now I get panicky. I like turn into my mum whenever stuff like this happens. Like I got like beads of sweat down the back of my neck, being like, I've broke the internet, like I broke the world. There was a white screen in front of me. I was like, Ashley, come and fix this. Because I had no clue. I had no clue what to do.
I
It's like,
know,
no.
you know the way sometimes, not that you're hacked, but you know the way you can get like these sort of fake pop-ups that happen, and it's basically it's not hacked your webcam, but it basically has, so you're seeing yourself in the pop-up. My ma, that happened to her, and she freaked out, and then immediately was like, oh my god. She closed the laptop, but she didn't know how to fix it, and I wasn't home at the time, so she went up at the wee pound shop and bought like a pack of plasters, and now she's got like a plaster over the webcam. She's like, they can't see me now. Nope. Balls deep.
She's won. She has won. That's what she said. She's like, two fingers up to that. I'm like, I know how to beat you. You'll never see me again.
There's just a sweet potato brown tape to this. I can't close the laptop, but the Taliban hers can't see me. So
Nobody can see me now. No, my mom actually did get hacked on Facebook. Like someone got her account and was like, created a new one. But she then like panicked because everyone was like, oh my God, they can get your bank details. So what she did was then she opened her Facebook again and was like, hey, everybody, just to let you know, I've been hacked. Don't be paying anybody no hate because it's not mine. And don't be giving out my bank details as a status on her Facebook.
yeah. Don't be dishing out my sort code for the boys now. Don't be doing that. Fuck's sake.
Right.
Oh my god, I can't hack it. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not too bad with it, but I think within reason. For example, with the whole tech thing, I'm still gonna be. I sound like a Northern Irish man, but I'm never going to get to the stage where I'm not printing out my boarding pass for a flight.
Love.
I can't.
Oh, I couldn't be more in the same boat and paddle with you on that one. So me and my girlfriend, we went away. Yeah, we're going together. Bring it back, pen and paper. Bring it, right? So basically, we were we were going to Santa Ponds for a wee break during there. It was gorgeous. Had a great time. When we were going, you 74 other documents that you had to bring and do for going, and I have a printer, and like we got to print it out and put it all in the wee Polly Pockets. But I thought I was the only person that did that, and then found out that my girlfriend is exactly the same because it's our first holiday away together. And she was like, "We'll print out our boarding passes. We'll print out our little things just in case." And I was like, "Yes, you're just like me. I'm wanting to be uber prepared because paper will never let you down. Where technology will."
Oh, definitely will. Like when I went, the last stag I went on, I think there were 17 of us. I was the only one that had a printed out boarding pass, and you'd have thought the reaction I got, I'm like, what else do you do, Woodsy? Do you fucking make your own butter and wash your clothes in the sink as well? Do you know what I mean? Like, they were all using their phones and stuff like that there, and then some of them, you know, when you have pints beforehand, they've got like, you know, the wee Apple watches and stuff, so contactless payment. And I was like, I'll use my card, but I'm not using my phone for boarding passes or for paying for shit, because I don't trust the battery. The battery and me don't get on.
Yeah, and especially if you like, I used to be like a really anxious traveler. So if I had to rely on the fact that my phone might die and that like I would have to find a charging port, I was like, that was just more stress. But when you have it, now I did go to Turkey about 15 years ago and got absolutely blocked. And then when I got halfway through security, realized I left my passport at Burger King with my ticket and all on it. So it was like I had to like run back through, like, they come in my passport. Like, not one singular bit well. So there's pros and cons with both of it. Like if you're like safe, you've got your wee bum bag, and like prepared. But no, now pen. I do use my phone for pen for stuff.
Yeah, well that's fair enough. I suppose it's because I've never done it as well. I'm not used to it, but I just love the idea of you like sprinting through the airport like Home Alone just to jump back to Burger King. And by the way, Burger King at an airport hits differently than normal Burger King, doesn't it? It's far better.
I think it's because it's the holiday spirit, and that like nobody really gives a fuck up there, so they'll just give you more of everything.
They don't get. That's the way. That's why it's considered a holiday, because when you go to Spain or wherever, in terms of food and the measurements of spirits, no fucks given at all. They're just like, there you go, my friend, and they just pour like 2 Sammy Bookers.
Yeah.
and they fucking water and can, that is for you. They're like, just ordered Smithwick's, but whatever. God
I'll drink
bless
it. I'll drink it. Yeah, we like this was our first holiday together as a couple, but it was also like my first ever all-inclusive failure bouts holiday. So,
Fill the docks. Oh my God.
oh,
Dirty.
I have never experienced just the atrocity of what it is to just no one to tell you, nah, you can't, like, at all. It's like giving a toddler a key to a sweet shop and just being like, fill your boots, just go,
Either way, go for it.
go for it. And you know that kid.
Flumps and everything.
100% of everything, and everything had like all their cocktails, and that the only thing we couldn't get not all inclusive was a big bottle of Moe. Everything else we could get till it opened till it closed.
Right.
And it was just like, there you go. It was basically like an Aperol spritz with like all Aperol, Prosecco, and like a split of good luck. Just being like, if you drink that, you're a goer.
Yeah.
Because it was just like rocket fuel, and he just kept drinking. And it was unreal. So I want to open a bar in Belfast called All Inclusive Failure Bites.
That would be pretty packed, and you'd probably lose a lot of money very quickly because you're like, fucking all you can drink? Here, I'm going to go to Cosmo first, and then...
and then there.
Yeah.
But here, the amount of times that I was like, this can't be legal. This can't be that you're just letting me order pint upon cocktail, a chicken burger, ribs, nachos, like everything. I ate 400 tubs of ice cream. I put on about 16 stone and definitely had type 1 diabetes.
At least you got a tan though.
Yeah. A little bit of one.
As long as you get the tan, nobody cares about your holiday. Like if you come back without the tan,
yeah,
they're really concerned for you. But if you came back and you're like, we got engaged, we met fucking Chico, we at Seabream for the first time, we paraglided blocked, and then people were like, but you didn't get a tan, so it was fucking waste of time. And you're like, we did other stuff as well, apart from just fucking olive oil and just crisp.
Just get absolutely like annihilated. Well, I don't usually tan. I'm usually like a milk bottle. This is me with colour. But I got cocky on about day 4, maybe day 5, and I put on the oil and gave myself the oil sunstroke.
Oh, did you?
I filled my boots with the sun too. So people always say in relationships, I don't know if you'd be thinking about this, they're like, you don't really know each other till you move in with each other. You don't really know each other until you're on an all-inclusive holiday. Because the noises that I was making sounded like a cow giving birth, because I was so ill.
Like what happens when you get sunstroke? Don't you sort of lose like awareness? But is there like physical things beyond tiredness? I know you'll be burnt and... Oh,
like you lose control of every single movement that happens in your body. You become just like no Play-Doh. Yeah. That's what kind of happens with your body. It just kind of goes into this sort of like mushy sort of like, I don't know what's gonna happen. So basically my sunstroke came, like my skin wasn't like crispy, but I just had like a lot of heat.
Yeah.
Like too much sun on me. So basically what happened was I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink, but I was vomiting and had the shits for about 24 hours.
You're just emptying.
Just your body going, you absolute loser who couldn't control herself and fill your boots. This is what you get.
Yeah.
Like, just
your body's having a spring clean. Do you know what I mean? Like a garage sale. Do you know?
It's just, let's just get just everywhere. Like I had to sleep on the bathroom floor because I just was not. I was like, I couldn't even like open my eyeballs. I was like, bring me a pillow.
Like your poor partner, it must have been like whack-a-mole, just like boke, shite, pish, boke, pish, shite, pish, boke. You're lying there like you just got shot in fucking Dungannon or something.
I was like, do you know the way in like those like Cluedo games, whenever someone dies, they lie on the floor and it's like that like weird cut out and you're like, who ever lies like that? Me. When they've got sunstroke, that's who lies like that.
You've like burnt a shape into the floor, and like when you leave something on a pan for too long, you just have to need a Brillo pad to scrape roof off the floor.
Yeah.
But see the way sunstroke, is it like immediate as fuck where you're like, I suddenly have sunstroke now, or did you wake up and go, no?
No, it can't. It's weird how it happens, because what happened, the story was basically Ashton wasn't well. She was on a boat, so she stayed in one afternoon after we got off the boat, and I was like, well, I just found out that I got a new job, so I'm going to sit and film about
Yeah.
the thing. So I sat and drank probably 2 bottles of cava and and just ate too much. And then the next day, didn't try and go, no, I'm going to take it easy. Just was like, I'll do the exact same thing again. So about 8 o'clock that night, my body just went, we were out in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I just sort of looked at her across the table and went, we need to get out of here. we need to get out of here. It was like a rush. Do you ever get like whenever you've got a hangover, you think you're doing well, and then you leave the house, and then you're like, huh?
Or you get overwhelmed. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that.
And you get the beads of sweat that come like down from that part of your eyebrow, just like where it didn't fall from here, just sort of comes from here. It's like, I'm gonna get out of here. So that's what happened, and that was just me then for 24 hours.
Oh my God! Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know anybody that's had it, sunstroke, but like I know it's not like a normal stroke, but just in Spain, like it's not like it's like you're halfway through your patatas bravas. Try your bits. Or film a bit, probably.
Tell you what, though, your arsehole does that.
Your arsehole starts to sag just in one end. It's like when you're frying an egg and sort of the yolk busts a wee bit, but not entirely.
Yeah. Just a slight.
That's, as you say, though, that must be a serious test of the relationship. Just putting up, like, you know, because let's face it, whoever you're in a relationship with is hard work. You know what I mean? It's hard work anyway. Add sunstroke where you're like, you don't really know who you are, and you're constantly flinging stuff from houls you didn't know you had. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you see a footballer and he's like, that's like, that's like with a kicker and fuck black books and all.
Just coming out of every shape and form. Oh, awful.
Yeah.
So
how much are nappies over there?
Fuck.
Los Pamperos.
Oh, awful. So all-inclusive fill your boots. People go once and fill their boots and then never come back again.
Yeah, you would need all-inclusive talc, I think, or baby powders.
Just like, that's why there's sand everywhere, fuck's sake. It's not because it's a beach, it's just to fucking help people through the shit quickly.
Sawdust all over our flat. Don't ask. The weight you put on, you know, lost in 24 hours.
Literally.
Yeah.
Because it's the thing with all inclusive, because what we had like a buffet, because it's when you say sunstroke is when, even though you've had an overwhelming of everything, so like I had too much drink, too much sun and too much food, because all these all inclusive holidays, they have like a buffet, and it's all like we stayed in a really nice place, so all the food was gorgeous, but it's like you wouldn't eat all that at once. Do you know what I mean? So I was like having ham, cheese, a churro, porridge, fucking fruit, a steak, kebabs. Do you know? And this is lunch. Do you know what I mean?
That's a wee bit of supper.
Just fucking, and you're like, I don't know what. Instead of just having like, oh, this is what a starter or a main and a dessert is. It's like, oh no, I'll just want it all.
I want it all. I want it now.
Yeah, literally.
Is it the same?
And then you'll have a pint of vodka.
Is it the same with the drink though? Because I assume, like, so say for drinks wise, if you're a spirit drinker, all inclusive, can you order like triples, or is that regimented in a way?
No, so basically you would just order, say like a gin and Fanta lemon, but they're in these tall narrow glasses, and there's about that much gin and about that much Fanta lemon.
Yeah.
Because in Spain they don't do singles or doubles; it's just pour and you go stop.
Yeah.
You know, but they didn't even give me the chance to go stop.
You're just overflowing, and you're still sitting there. Keep her lit.
Yeah.
And just a wee sprinkle of Fanta exotic there.
Yeah.
Just for colour.
Just for colour. And then had the cheek to be like, oh, I've got a wee bit of heartburn. And come with 2 sambucas as well, please. Do you know what I mean?
You've any Rennie? No. See, instead of the Rennie, gives a couple of flaming sambucas. Do you know what I mean? Fight fire with fire, you know what I mean? I don't know how I would do with all inclusive, to be honest. I think I'd be the same as you, because you know, I've learned just from basically the odd occasion of being at like a free bar or even all you can eat places that it's very easy to just go mad for like the first 40 minutes and then
Yeah.
feel violently ill for the next 3 hours. We were like Cosmo is the best example, and Cosmo's not even really that nice, you
Yeah.
know, but it does all the foods, and it's all right. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you can't really ask how much is it, like tenner, and you can get
No,
like
I wouldn't.
dumplings and a cowboy supper and a Viennetta and fucking green tea, and it's the fucking baddest
It's
thing.
the combination. So that's what it is. Like it's the combination of what you like. If you went to a steakhouse and it was all you would eat, you'd probably feel okay because you're just eating meat.
Yeah,
You're just eating different types of meat.
yeah,
Where when you go to somewhere that is like all inclusive or like a buffet situation, you have it's all the different stuff. And I was a fat kid, so like from the age of like 6, like this is a true story. So basically, whenever it was Christmas, I used to get so fucking excited because there was just so much food everywhere, and I would just have to snuffle it all. I was like a pig with truffles, just having to eat them constantly,
yeah.
and like I would get to the point of where my brother would hear me in the middle of the night, just like running and just vomiting because I've just eaten too much to your brim.
Have you ever known restraint at all? Do you know what I mean?
I've never, and it's always Christmas that it happens because it's the only time of year that you would overindulge.
Yeah.
So it was every Christmas that happened, and then it was when you think, right, Ruth, you've got older now. It's time to sort of like wean it in.
You're 30 now.
You're 30.
Move out for a start, would you? Waiting for Santa fucking 4 in the morning.
Still want an advent calendar.
My man-in-law does that. She gets us advent calendars and Easter eggs, and it's quite cute. But it's a different vibe when you're an adult. Do you know what I mean?
When you're an adult, it completely changes. So what happened then was, as soon as I got older, I stopped overindulging with food and doing it with drink. So this one Christmas, I found for the first time White Russians. I was like, White Russians are gorgeous. I drank 2.5 liters of milk worth of White Russians.
Was it green, red, or blue milk?
Blue.
Blue. Fucking hell. Not that makes any difference, but it kind of
So I
does.
was basically drinking cream. I was drinking cream. 2.5 liters of cream.
Lee Pasteur, what a good lad.
Swear to God.
Is it fair to say, because I've had a White Russian hangover once in my life, and that was all I ever want to do. I don't mind it now. I had one in my stag when I was hungover, but it was lovely after a mojito. But the White Russian hangover, it's like just the cottage cheese in your gut. You know what I mean? In your gunt. And it just curdles there all day. Do you know what I mean?
Gross.
It's a horrible hangover, like.
Horrible. And if it's even the thing, so it's Christmas again, I'm still that kid that's still eating that much, and then down like just glasses full of White Russian. pints.
Mary's boy. Jesus Christ.
Just great. Having a great old time. I probably drank about a liter of vodka. Oh, never again.
I know that I actually know this is a weird thing to say now, but after this conversation, I know 2 people now that have had 2.5 liters of milk in the one sitting. Because my roommate John was so skint when we were students. He was like, right, I'm just going to have to eat what I have. So he basically had 2.5 liters of milk and like just a bag of like Tesco value chicken nuggets and just vomited immediately, like. You're like, what a life. Do you know what I mean? I'd have gave him a $5 for a Sphinx stick. You know what I mean? Go get a curry chip, mate. You know what I mean? It's all right. But just milk. No one
just
have to be like,
milk.
You shouldn't have to strain to put some of your dinner on the table. Do you know what I mean? Or it's your drink or your food. You shouldn't be like. That'll wash down the 138 Tesco brand chicken nuggets. They've been in the oven for about 90 minutes because I forgot about them.
When you're a student, you're just grey on the inside and the outside because that's mostly what they're eating.
Oh, you look like a Holy Land's carpet, like for sure. You're just, you're just buttered. And I always find, and do you know what? It's kind of grim. It's kind of the same now. I'll explain what I mean. When you're a student or when you're that age, and you're doing something where you get some sort of government money. The day before you're due to get paid again, you're the skintest cunt in the world. You're like skint Eastwood, and you're like. And you just have to, as John did, go, well, whatever, the dinner tonight, it's not going to be Deliveroo, it's not Just Eat, or Nifty Nosh, as it was when I was a fucking student. You're basically eating whatever the fuck is there. So I remember one point, like, another roommate, Gareth, who was just skint all the time, and he was lazy as well. And
Yeah.
you would hear this for the grimmest thing ever. Came back from working in the shop, and not only did he just have to eat whatever he had in the house, but in terms of the dishes that he was using for his dinner, he was spoiled for choice had they all been clean, but he wouldn't clean anything. He basically had like a fork, and he had like a tall, like, like a Bloody Mary type glass, like a tall glass with pasta and gravy. Just like trying to muster up enthusiasm for the tagliatelle and pesto. Oh, fuck,
I'm gonna be sick.
fucking shit.
I'm gonna be sick. That is disgusting.
You know, and you know what? It's weirdly disgusting, even though really it's just pasta and a bit of gravy. But there's something about it that's just very unsettling, and I don't know what it is.
But the thing is, he could have put red sauce in it instead.
You know, he could have fucking wised up. Maybe. see, there was probably red sauce in the house, but it wasn't his. And weirdly enough, John, who had the chicken nuggets and the milk, he was a wild psycho about people stealing his food because he was so tight. So he would take photos of his cupboards before he went home, just to be like, that fucking gypsy bastard's going to steal my fucking beans. No turkey legs for you tinker.
Why? Why were they so, like, it's a pound. It's a pound.
I know, but when you're a student, that goes a long way.
I know, but you'd be like, I have a pound. I was probably gonna pay £2 for like a vodka and Red Bull and share it with you, but I'm not gonna share my tin of beans.
Because that's the thing, like, particularly when I was a student, you really didn't need a lot of money. Like, at the weekends, it was just me and Gareth, and I would go up to his room and be like, do you want to go halfers on some gas? Because the house was fucking freezing. No, when you have to, like, dangle the ball bag in front of the oven in the morning just to kind of wake up. Right?
Never had to do that. Never.
Give it time, right? So, and I went into his room, and he was sitting in, like, a full parka, and like he had a scarf on, and like he was wearing his parka over like his pajamas, and wearing like these big mad furry slippers, watching American Idol for some reason. So I was like, do you want to go halfers on some gas here? And he was like, no, I'm all right. And I'm like, you cheap bastard. And as I say, see, back then you could have got like £3 of gas. It was like 6 months into that house, they made the minimum of £5. Right. So I was like, we could have got £1.50 each, £1 each would have done us. You know what I mean?
For so gas
I went and got gas for myself, and I was like, you may turn off your radiator, you fucking dodgy bastard.
Imagine.
I know.
That is ridiculous. I remember, like, so whenever I was a student, though, we were a wee bit older, and we had a gorgeous house, and it was all girls, so I think it's a wee bit different. So there's always this sort of like muck-in sort of atmosphere all the time. We did have our own little sections of things, but it was very much like, well, take whatever you want and have whatever you want, like, it's grand.
Yeah.
But a fella I was friends at the time, I worked with him, Whites, the fella that he lived with was that cheap that he didn't buy toilet paper. He just used the leaflets that came through the door from nightclubs.
Oh. You thought your arsehole was bad? Oh my God. Paper cuts in your dot? Oh my God.
Yeah. That's it. He refused to. He was like, no. And do you know what? I actually didn't think he was a student. He just like didn't have it.
Yeah.
Because he worked.
I wonder if I got to the stage where you're like, here, would you bend over? I want to see how much a curry chip is in the Sphinx.
Literally. Could you imagine how uncomfortable that is, and how, like, you would definitely damage yourself whatever angle you would go at? Do you know what I mean?
Aye, definitely. Like, and again, trying to flush. You know what I mean? That fucking co-op newsletter.
Or what's it called? Like Local Business Weekly. Do you know what I mean? There's wee Deirdre with her senses trying to just make a couple of pounds. You're wiping your whole weight.
The lady boys of Bangkok. That's a kiss of death on a lot of shops too. Hey, once you put a poster for that in your shop, you're going out of business.
Nobody wants to go near you. Nobody wants to see the lady boys Bangkoks.
How cheap can you get though? Just like relying on leaflets too. Like, you have to hope that leaflets come through the door. Otherwise, if you're doing a yite, there's going to be no wipe. Do you know what I mean?
Stinking. Just stinking. But it's even the fact that, like, total is a pound. This is the thing though. It's like you would have a spare pound. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Like, to get 4 rolls, and you can be stingy with it. But just to outright go, no, I'll just wait till someone posts me a fucking consensus letter to fucking sign up.
Do you know what I mean? It's fucking so alarming to me. Like, at least have the yite and then have a shower.
Yeah.
Maybe, but he was like, no, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to get this leaflet for, you know what I mean, the Scottish widows, and just yike to my heart's content.
Yeah. Sun Life. What's your pension get you?
It's a picture of Michael Parkinson.
Gross.
I can't abide cheap people. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No.
you know, I don't mind people going, well, I don't like to spend a lot of money on certain things.
Yeah.
But toilet roll should be a standard thing. Shower
A
gel.
necessity. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how cheap can you fucking get? Like, really? I mean, like, I have friends that are so cheap that even, like, they always have to try and get the worth out of everything. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if some of them went to mass, got communion, and then just went to the back of the queue again. Can I have another one, please? Sourdough? Good stuff.
I put £2 into that basket. I want double money. Do you know what I mean?
How much then? How much money do you reckon you save going all inclusive? If you're you must have saved about 48 grand.
Oh yeah, because that's in that place. That's like I was like, I will make my monies. Like I will make it worth it. But now our holiday was very expensive. Like it's not cheap to go. But we also went to an adult only hotel.
Remember you telling me this actually? That was a very good shout. I don't think you can put money on that.
No,
do you know what I mean? When they're like there'd be no weigh-ins. Happy days.
Like we went, we right. Our hotel was beautiful, and it wasn't a high-rise hotel, so the reception was on the top floor, and everything was underneath it. So it was only 6 floors. It was underneath, so there was nothing above you. Yeah, everything was below. And whenever we got there, it was just silence. It was just, and we were on a bus with kids the whole fucking time. The airport on. I was like, put a leash on her. But then, so whenever then we went to the beach, we were like, we'll take me down. We'd take me down on our helicopter to the beach, and it was just chaos. Like I was like, how's anyone supposed to relax here? So whenever we were at our hotel, you didn't even need to listen to music because everyone was just quiet.
Oh, that's great.
I got full, so it meant that it was relaxing for everyone else. Now, reading Amy Schumer's book, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, she's a vagina.
I imagine you were the only person at a hotel. If someone spilled the drink, fucking yeah! Shape of your life, your man's your death, kill yourself. Yeah. Up a hoods, want to bypass. Yeah.
Oh.
All the phrases.
Just loving it. We did. And see, because it was COVID as well, there was nothing really on. There was nothing open anywhere. So our hotel was great. And it's worth every penny if you pick your hotel right. So like my mummy's been to all inclusive before, and she was very much like stinking because she's went to big buildings where there's hundreds of other people there. Yeah. I think there might have not even been 100 people in our hotel.
That sounds fabulous.
You never queued, you never had to wait, staff were gorgeous, and I was just like, at the start you're kind of a wee bit like, oh, I don't want to ask, I feel a bit weird, and see by the end of it I was like, I'll have 2 COCO LOCOs, 4 Sex on the Beaches, and just a Sambuca. Let's top it off. Is that with a tray?
Is that plural for sex on the beach? Sex on the beaches?
On the beaches, because you wanted to say sexes.
Yeah, sexes on the beaches.
Yeah. Sex on the Beaches. I have all of them. It was to die for. And like it seems like it was a million years ago now, but it's 100% worth it if you pick the right place. Because if you go to somewhere like it's like them Butlins ones where someone's trying to. There was one fella. I actually have forgot to say the fella there was one guy who did the entertainment, like trying to get people around, and he was the double of Shane Todd. It was like the German version of Shane Todd. I have a photograph of him. I was like, I have to send to him. But every day he's like, hi guys, who wants to play some darts?
That's not how the game works, to be honest.
What's the shooting about? He was so cute. He was so gorgeous and trying to get as many people involved. And then the quizzes at nighttime, but we had like the entertainment was so bad that it was good, and especially because of COVID you can't get up and dance, but there was only about 4 tables of couples, but I felt like I was in the Grand Opera House because I obviously haven't left the house in forever. And there was this fella who was like, what was his name? He was called like, I don't want to be like stereotypical, but I think he was called like Pedro with the many hats, because basically what he did was he like put different hats on and stuff and became different characters.
Right.
So we became Tom Jones, Frank Sinatra, Pitbull.
Fucking pitbull.
He had so many strings to his bow. He was a 12-string guitar. He was unbelievable. He was unreal. And I was like, I want to take you home with me, because he was, one minute you were listening to Sex Bomb, then you had a bit of Frank Sinatra, then you had little gangster rapping.
Timber featuring
Unreal.
Kesha. Unreal.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Did you manage to avoid the usual trap of going to like on holiday and like, did you bump into anybody from here? Because you always feel like, one of the last times I went to Spain, bumped into people from Belfast, and there was this band playing. It was just a shite sort of, you know, taking it easy, all that shit. And I overheard these two girls speaking about the bassist, and one of the girls was all, he has lovely hands, doesn't he? He has lovely hands. And then the other one went, I'd buck his hand. As if what are you sanding the dit there? I'd buck his hand.
Stinking.
I know.
Well, I just said, I didn't meet anybody, but I've just remembered. So basically, we took ourselves off one day because we're like, we have to leave the hotel at some point, just because it's all inclusive.
Like mopping round you. Would you go to bed? No. COCO, please. Good lad, Pedro. Up the hoods, up the rack.
Well done. So we were like, we'll go to this little port place, we'll get the bus up. And it was this gorgeous place. But again, even though we're paying for it, we're still like, just fill your bed. This is to have a great time. So we find this bar and we're just like beating the drinks. And it's like, we'll get the next bus home, we'll get the next bus home, we'll get the next bus. And like it did, all of a sudden it was dark. And we were like, oh God, how did this happen?
Sunstroke.
Yeah.
That's both your eyes are closed. That's why it was dark.
Oh God. And we went over to the bus stop and we're waiting on this. You look like you want a crucifix there.
Specky Jesus. Hands are sore, boys. Wi-Fi is shite up here.
But yes, so we were waiting on this bus coming, and the bus came, and he was like, no. He was like shouting at us. And I was like, what's going on? We just want to go home. And he's like, no. And then we were like, he's like, last bus. We're like, shit, we have to get a taxi. How are we going to do this? And I just heard these two people like, oh my God, we're going to have to get a taxi now too. In this like fancy Belfast. I was like, excuse me, are you from Belfast? And they're like, yeah, we're from Hillsborough. So we then were like, where are you staying? We'll share a taxi. And they were staying in the exact same hotel. But we forgot then that I kind of forgot, had a brain lapse, that I didn't want to make any friends on holiday. And was like, shit, I'm making a friend.
Oh, bollocks.
Invested in this now to get home. But we were so blocked that we got into the taxi, and I thought that when you're in the confined space, you have to talk as loud as possible for anyone to understand what you're saying. Right. So I was like, golden to this week, or I'd be like, again, what the topic of conversation was like, how amazing all inclusive is. I'm telling you now.
Fill your bastard boots. Tell you that.
Fill your boot and January every single bit. And just continue to shout at her for the 20-minute taxi journey that we had to get home. And then the next day, waking up like an absolute sunstroke victim out of one eye, being like, ugh. And remembered. One, that we had a boat trip to go on, and then two, I was like, we made friends. I don't like making friends. I have enough. I don't need any more.
Yeah. And
we're like, I'll be fine. The hotel's massive. We'll not bump into them. Or just out of breakfast, the two of them, right in front of us. I was like, I've got masks on. Just pretend you can't see anybody. Just pretend. Just pretend. And then as we both went for a churro at the same time with a side order of a clam, I was like, oh, all-inclusive breakfast. Never.
Lovely. It's no fucking Maggie Mae's bumper fry, but it'll do. It'll fucking do. So you did. Right. So you did fall into the trap then of meeting someone local. You always do. Actually.
Always.
I don't know what it is. It's like a fucking sectarian tractor beam or something. It's just you just can't help but just bump in. There's somebody.
Yeah. Somebody, and thankfully I didn't know them, and I've never bumped. I think it was once in Gran Canaria I bumped into people that I didn't know, but I was 18. It didn't really matter.
I didn't give a shit down there. But you're right. Once you get to a certain age, you're like, I ain't making no more friends. I have no interest. Absolutely. Don't give a fuck. And particularly at this stage of life too, where most people that you'll meet will have a lot of not baggage, but they'll be like, well, we've got kids and we've got a Volvo, and you know, she's starting her own business making fucking puppets out of semen. You know, do you know what I mean? There's always more baggage. At least when you're young, you're like, getting blocked? Aye, good to meet you. Top 16,
This might
no
work
bad.
But it is, and whenever you're like, and whenever you already know, like I have enough friends and it's hard for me to keep in contact with all them and keep doing things. I don't want to add another one in.
Yeah.
No.
There's another person who's disappointed.
Yeah. And they're like in work, like, do you want to go for a wee drink and all the night? No, I don't. No. So we start a group chat? No.
Absolutely not. No, I think, like, you know, you have your friends, and then I even find, not in a dick way, I have a hesitance about making work friends because, you know, the working day, well, obviously pre-COVID when you're in offices or whatever, that's enough. Like, for me, maybe the odd pint, but I don't like, you know, getting like on social media terms with them and more things, because then that's when you realise that they're fully racist or homophobic or something, you know, because they have their work persona, and then you'll maybe do one pint at like a Christmas do, and they'll be like, I have quite a disdain for the blacks, and I'm like, whoa.
How did this come into play?
What the fuck, Alistair, man? Jesus. Trying to have a frozen Jameson ginger and lime here. Fuck's sake. Trying to have a good time. They're playing fucking...
I know. Or they're the crier and they're really needy and like a tatsy.
Oh.
And that's even worse. They're like, I didn't tell you, but let me tell you. And you're like,
and do you
I don't know who informed you. Like, I give a fuck, but I don't.
I'll just check a phone book, see if I can find someone that gives a shit. Struggling. Preheat that oven when you get home, stick your head in it. 180 if it's fans, that's it, obviously. Do you know what I actually think is worse than all that? I mean, this is a hell of a statement, but the people, the criers, when they get very needy, they're annoying for sure. The ones that you're like, oh, you're actually quite a horrible person. But to be honest, what I take them instead of the people that will just, on a work night out, talk about work, I'll take the racist Nazi, no bother, over the ones that be like, HR has been a joke these last couple of weeks. I try to get time off. I tried to book a Tuesday. Now, Tuesday's not a big party day. And I needed to go get my fucking tubes cleaned out. And I couldn't get the time off because fucking Declan up there. Fucking useless. What's he doing? Fucking playing solitaire and wanking. I don't know what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? And you're just sitting there going... Yeah. And it's on a night out too. It's usually a Christmas party, so you'll find yourself being miserable with the backdrop of the most upbeat music of all time, where they're like, I actually think that the toilets are a fucking disgrace in our office and there needs to be more cubicles. And it's like, Feliz Navidad. And you're like,
flashy antlers on, being like, all right, love. All right.
Just pull the cracker, would you fucking arsehole?
I know. It's like forced fun. It's like forced fucking, like, I don't want to spend, I already spend 40 hours a week with you.
Yeah.
Why am I now forced to go out and fucking sit and look at you having my dinner? I was with you at lunchtime.
I don't care if you don't like sprouts. Don't eat them. Just eat around them, you fucking arsehole. Oh, they're honestly the worst people. And not only do they like rant about work, they will then rant about work to the people that they're ranting about. So when the HR girl or the HR man lands, be like, sit down a wee second, let's get this straight. And you're just go, just let them have a pint in peace, for fuck's sake. Like, you know what I mean?
I know. Or when they're like that block where they're hanging off each other, I'm like, I love my job. Like, I this close to the, like, I love it, but I just don't think that you love it. And then walk away from like this inspirational quote. Like,
and if you do love it, you don't love it enough. You got to show me love. Tune. They get distracted then by the beat. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Constant, because that's all you know with each other. When you're in work, you talk about work, and then when you go out, it's just a work relationship, and it should be kept in that. Like, I really do think it should be kept, because whenever you meet other people and you have other friends you've had for years, it's lots of different wee things that come into play, why you like them and don't like them. Like, I have some of the best friends for years, but you're like, why is it that I like you again? And then you do something like, oh, that's why. Well,
Yeah.
people in work, you just know them because they're in work all the time. Like,
Yeah, it is. It is forced
yeah,
relationships, and as you say, in terms of those parties,
yeah,
like it's usually like you get an email or something going, the mandatory Christmas party.
yeah.
The crack will start at 2 o'clock. So pre 2 o'clock, don't be in good form at all. It's awake until 2 o'clock, and then don't let the bells end. Christmas time. Let's go to the
Because
market and
this
get
is,
fucking financially raped. Let's do it.
yeah, I know. And that's it as well, because everyone's just so excited to finish for Christmas. It's just pints galore and you spend a fortune. Then you're like, it's Christmas now and you have to continuously do it for a week and a half.
Yeah.
But we got asked about our Christmas do the other day. We were like, where do you want to go? And I was like, I haven't even unpacked my suitcase yet for my own gloves. So
All
you don't have to
inclusive.
fucking know what I want for Christmas.
It's mad because there's stuff like shops and all that are starting to unveil like their Christmas stuff and all now, and I'm like, who the fuck is buying their stuffing now? The sell by date's the 1st of November. Do you know what I mean? Unless like you're having maybe an early Christmas because someone's going to McGabry or something.
Yeah. They're celebrating early.
We'll
Someone's
do,
not going to be there for the big day.
we're going to do Christmas in mid-September. So we will. Turkey and ham. We'll do the ham and coke. Not the coke that he's been dealing and hence sent to go to McGabry but like freeway or something like that, because we all know we did it, so he is going down like a fucking hers drawers. He's gone into definitely
Here's George. I've never heard that.
hers cax.
I
Sharon's
automatically thought like our bedroom drawers, but for some reason.
flat pack IKEA.
Yeah. You mustn't have a good drill to put them together. Falling down all the time.
Argos, here we go. I have a theory. Did I ever tell you my theory about IKEA and Argos and the wee relationship they have?
No.
I think whenever you go to IKEA, it was the last time I went, I realised that whoever came up with the way IKEA works, when you go in there, in the flat pack and stuff, I think whoever came up with that used to work in Argos.
Right.
Because when you go into Argos, when you work there, you're like a slave. Someone wants to come in and get a tumble dryer or a fucking air fryer or something. You have to go to the warehouse, fucking go get it and bring it to them. And someone working there went, fuck this. I'm going to open a place where you walk in, there will be ready-made versions of the thing you want to buy, and you can't even get it. You have to go to the warehouse. You're not even staff. You go to the warehouse, and then you go home and build it yourself.
Yes.
Going, fuck this. I'm not sitting in a warehouse lifting a washing machine for Vera because she fucking washed her grandson's cacks and there was a fucking used tube in it. Yeah. Cottage cheese of the knob. And but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, totally. And what they've did is, and they've added like a secret. What we'll do is we'll put an extra ingredient in where they will always leave banned something that they definitely don't need.
oh yeah, for sure. For sure. We were like, do we need this Elvis clock? Do you know what I mean? Like, and like, the way you've got like a wee ticker on a clock and it's just his legs going, oh. I'm like, geez, I'm like on the crucifix again. Elvis on the crucifix.
Just going the whole way around. Amazing. Or you have to eat those not even real hot dogs because they're 35p and you'll never get that anywhere else.
I know. And do you know what all the food in IKEA is? It looks like and tastes like it's been steamed over a kettle. So it's like someone sneakily opened post and had a meatball in his hand and cooked through, and you're like, oh, there you go. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like everything on one of the best Facebook pages in the world at the minute. Rate My Plate. Have you been on that?
I haven't seen it.
Rate My Plate. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. It's like, it's just people putting up their dinners, man. And some of the stinking stuff that you see. And you'd think, like, at the start, you're like, right, it's just weird combinations. Like someone put like super noodles and then baked beans over the top. And I was like, But some stuff you're just like, I don't even know what that is. Even though they've described it going, this is my Sunday dinner, like a roast beef dinner, Yorkshire puds, all the trimmings. And I'm like, it doesn't look like any of that. What did you do? What did you fucking do? Did you use grey food dye? Did you cook it in a Dyson and use the heat from the Dyson? You fucking cook everything.
Did you bury it, cook it, and then take it back out again?
Did you put it down the shower drain and then plunge it back up and stick it in the slow cooker? You fucking idiot.
I haven't seen this. Is it on Facebook?
Aye, Rate My Plate. It's called, and it's just it's
I'll have to
psychotic.
get that.
Some of the stuff that people like, the odd good bit where they're like, I made this risotto, and you're like, oh, fair play. But most of the time, it's stinking stuff, weird combos where they're like, let's do like a curry chip with a fucking, and just dump it into a fucking Campbell's soup or something. You're like, oh, do you know what I mean?
No, stinking. It's like whenever you see like people are going up, she made me my favourite dinner, and it was like chicken dinosaur smiley faces and beans. I'm like,
Yeah. What did she make?
Are you also an infant?
If the oven could speak, it'd be like, what am I, fucking useless? I did fucking everything. That's your favourite dinner. You're 45, you know what I mean? Get a better dinner. You should grow out of stuff like that. I understand the nostalgia element of like dinners you had when you were young.
Yeah.
But as a grown man, you're not like alphabet spaghetti and fucking turkey dinosaurs and shit like that. Nah.
Twizzlers, stuff that is just riddled with what they found at the bottom of the oven when cooking something healthy. Went, scrape that up and we'll just roll it into something else.
If it is from a turkey, it's not bits you've heard of. It's not. It's like, it's not the shin. It's a bit of elbow scrag, and it's a bit of a love bite.
What do you call that?
Your lower.
It's the flap the turkey has. What do you call that?
Oh, the thing looks like a blurt.
Yeah. Blurts of beauty.
I'm from Strabane, Ruth.
True love.
Turkey.
What do you call that bit?
I don't know. If I Google this, am I going to be putting some sort of fucking register here? Turkey. What am I supposed to Google here? The bit
Underneath a turkey's chin.
The bit underneath a turkey's chin. It's a weird name for a bar, but we'll go with it. Turkey's chin.
But I bet you, if it's a cool name, a bar could be named after it. Like the Rusty Toe or whatever the fucking bars are called.
Before it loads, whatever it's called, we're going to open a bar called this. It's called the Wattle. That'll work all right. A bottle from the Wattle. The Wattle. Oh my god, even the description's amazing. The wattle is a flap of skin hanging under the chin, connecting the throat and head and the snood, and it's a highly erectile appendage emanating from the forehead. No, it's actually from their forehead, goes all the way down.
There's beaks there.
I know it was behind. That's what it says here. It's called a wattle, a turkey wattle.
Yes.
Welcome to the turkey wattle.
Fill your boots.
Yeah. Every staff member has to have like their own customized wattle. Do you know what I mean?
No need that. So just bagels. Right, we're patenting that. That's us. No one else can have that now.
Yeah, and then like, the way when you go to Spoons and you get like a Pepsi, they've got like the wee hose thing that'll have a beak on it. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
And then like at Christmas, instead of like turkeys everywhere, we'll actually get the staff to dress up as turkeys and have bigger ones.
And then like everybody gets a hurley bat and has to beat the fuck out of one of the turkeys. Because that's how Christmas came about.
Yep. That's it. Who was Jesus without a hurley bat?
Oh, the wattle. Oh my god. I don't know why it does sound minging, but that's what officially was the wattle.
The wattle, because I was thinking waddle, because that's the way that they look. But
yeah, W-A-T-T-L-E. All about the trivia on this episode.
So like you've the rusty goat, right? And then you've like the rusty goat. No, what's it called?
Thirsty goat.
Thirsty goat.
Yeah.
We could be called like the dehydrated waddle.
Yeah, definitely. Because that's all you have to do is just have a rare name, and you're bound to be a success. Because there is Thirsty Goat, Rusty Saddle, I think.
Rusty Saddle. That's what I was thinking about.
Jaggy Nettle, I think that's
Jaggy
one.
Nettle.
Stramillis, and Hermaphrodite. Window Licker, which would be a great name as well.
Yeah. So again, it's just a weird name and £75 a pint.
Yeah.
And we're sorted. Everyone will want to come.
But it's craft. It's a craft beer, which is weird when you think about like craft beer is obviously some bunch of lads in Europe going, we want to do our own beer. We're very passionate about this. They're technically on the upstart as a business. Yeah. So we're going to be dear. That doesn't make sense to me. You'd reckon like we should be £1 a pint to get the word out. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if you started a business now and we're like, oh, I'm $2,000, and what do you actually do? Oh, I just kind of, I just bleach your dishcloths.
Fuck, that's a great thing.
Oh yeah, you have to bleach them now. You have to. Oh,
You have to.
they be stinking. Cloths be stinking, don't they?
Oh my God, are we 45?
Cloths be leaping. I tell you what.
They get them flies in. They get them flies hanging around your taps.
And you know too, I don't like if you buy cheap ones and you're drying the plate and then a lot of the bits of the cloth stuck to the plate.
Awful. If you're drying cloth, are you talking about?
Right.
Give you a trick for that. You put it in the washing machine. Wash it.
What, the dish or flinging plates in there?
Fuck it.
Do a dry cycle, be great.
Comes out awful clean, but I've only got a wee bit of it left.
And smashed to bits.
It's like whenever you put something in the tumble dryer, it was a big jumper that comes out as a t-shirt for a doll's house.
Yeah, it's basically just like a wee blurt patch then. That's all it is. Like just a blurt mask for COVID. You know what
I think you've said the word blurt 55 times. I've never heard it as much.
well, you said fill your bits about 2,000 times, so fill your blurts. That's the name of my brothel. Blurtometer, do you know what I mean?
Fill your blurt. Unreal, love. Unreal.
Yeah.
Do it. AdGo just to support local small businesses.
Yeah, it'll be. Well, I'll have a wee brothel at the back of the turkey waddle, and it'll be a brothel, and, and we could do like nice coffees or something because we can call it Bob and Blurts. The rainbow cake and rim jobs.
Gorgeous.
Do you know what I mean?
Gorgeous. Sign me up. I'm there. With bells on.
I can't believe how much we've learned this episode. We've learned about the waddle. And we've learned about the joys of fill your boots travel.
Fill your boots travel, yeah.
Like
it should be educational.
Do you think it's worse when you get older trying to do like all inclusive? Do you know what I mean? Because you're like, you've got a wee bit. You maybe appreciate it a bit more when you're young. Maybe you just go, sure, I don't give a fuck. I would drink this much anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas now you're just like, we don't get to do this a lot. You know what I mean? Because you're working and shit. Because you're still sitting there going like, oh, fucking, we can enjoy this here now, but when we get back, we have to fucking sort this fucking overdraft. And you know what I mean? There's always something adult just floating around your head. It's very, very hard to switch off. I don't know if I can do it while well. Do you know what I mean? Like, particularly if it was one of those, like, say if you went away for a few days, but it wasn't like a pint thing. We were like, let's just actually unwind. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean? And it's actually really hard to switch off. So I think all inclusive would be good because you just be like too busy going, do I get overstimulated as fuck? Just like a turkey. Just
just flat about not knowing what to do.
The sunstroke waddle. That's what we're calling it. Sunstroke waddle.
Sunstroke waddle. Yes. It's like whenever, because you always know that I think as an adult as well, you sort of feel guilty for relaxing because you know there's always something that you have to do. There's always something that you're having to do. We're like this. So that holiday was nice and it was great because we did, but I did a job interview in the middle of it and all. And then she on the Zooms. Yeah. And my partner, she had like photography stuff that she had to do. But we have the next couple of months coming up where it's just like hectic, full of like fun stuff to do. Yeah. You know, like with two people getting married, with 2 hen parties, with like things that were planned and done. And I'm like, everything involves loads of other people. So I was like, I need to get away somewhere in November to just do nothing. So we're going to rent like a cottage in the buck arse of nowhere.
Good idea. Backwards. Very good idea.
Bring no phones, bring no laptops. We don't want Wi-Fi in the place. Yeah. And just sit in our scratcher and drink red wine.
See, that's such a good plan. And do you know what? I think everybody feels like that, but nobody's going to admit it because you're in a similar situation with me where you were in lockdown with one other person. So during lockdown, you're like, I can't wait to see everybody again and just rebond and just have the crack with people. And now you're like, I've seen a wild lot of people. I need some time away. Do you know what I mean? It's so cheeky when you think about it. You're like, you were locked down for fucking 18 months and now you're not able to come in for dinner.
No, it's too much. It's too much energy sucking. It's too much like people are always like, sure, we'll do this. And I'm like, no. I just sort of, I want to go back to actually just sitting and looking into space for an hour.
Yeah. I just want to lie face down on the carpet. Do you know what I mean? That would be me totally fine for a bit. Because we had like, and again, this isn't like a bad thing, but we had like a week off for a wedding. Last time I saw you, do you remember I was going to that wedding? And then shortly after that there, Lisa's brother was over visiting with his partner. And then a couple weeks after that, Lisa's sister moved in with us for a few weeks between tenancies and stuff like that there. I know like you just feel out of whack all the time. Like, it was still good crack, don't get me wrong, but no, you just your usual routine. Yeah. And even like the joys of trying to do a big shop when there's a third person. I made such a dick of that. Actually, such a dick of that. Like, you froze, have you? You froze there a wee bit, or did you?
You froze on me. I don't know what happened there, love. Sorry.
One of us got sunstroke, I believe.
It says my internet's unstable. Let me check.
Don't know. It seems okay my end, but that just water in case you get sunstroke again. What is that?
Yeah, it's just another #30 fabric softener and water to spray around your house to make it smell nice.
Oh, I think I have that. You know. Do you know what I have as well? Ironing water.
What?
Ironing water. You know the water you put in the iron?
You mean the stuff that's free out of a tap?
Yeah.
You're buying it in a bottle?
Yeah, we buy it in a bottle for £1. It's only £1. Do you know what I mean? Lavender and estrogen. I don't know what the fuck it is. Guacamole and wontons. I don't know. These fucking things.
Gorgeousness.
You know what I mean? They went too far with all that shit. And now we hand wash as well. And you're like, to be honest, it doesn't smell like a cowboy supper. It just doesn't.
Doesn't. Just give me what I ordered for. Give me it.
Like,
but you were saying there before that about your busy schedule.
Yeah, we were just flat out. You know what I mean? We didn't get times to ourselves really. Yeah. And then trying, as I say, because we had a third person, trying to figure out the big shop because I think shopping only suits multiples of two. You know, if you're doing a big shop, it doesn't suit one, it doesn't suit three, it doesn't even suit five.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Has to be two. Yep.
So, but now we're free now, and we have our 2-year wedding anniversary is like 10 days or some shit. Isn't that mad? 2 years. Aye. So we're going to Galgormistan, Ballymena, or it is in Ballymena, isn't it? Near.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to go and just do fuck all with style. That's what I'm...
Oh my God. Just go and be a little hippo. Bubbling under everything.
I want to bring like my own like Lilo or some shit, like an inflatable sofa, and just like lie on the hot tub. And people are like, can we get in? I'll be like, nope.
No.
No, you cannot.
Out you go.
Yeah.
Out you go.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The Galgorm is just... The Galgorm should be an age range, though, I do believe. I think there needs to be a cut-off age of people that really should be using it. I could see these groups of 18 and 19-year-olds that are coming with a full face of makeup. And I'm like, what's your stress? What are you doing here?
Yeah.
You're just here for Instagram. Get out.
I just dip my toe in. Do you know what I mean? You're like, get the whole fucking shebang in and just enjoy yourself. God forbid.
Enjoy.
Do you know what I mean? Nobody gives a fuck what you look like. Don't flatter yourself, you fucking montbag. Do you know what I mean?
Nobody cares what you look like or what way your pictures. Just get in, submerge yourself in water, and just wash away all the worries and stresses of the world. Yeah. And maybe like just get filled by that time at night time you're in bed. Yeah. It's amazing.
Get a
Galgorm is like, we talked about this before, it's just like a different world.
It is like good.
Fairyland.
It is really, like, it actually, again, I haven't been to a lot of other spa hotels, so I can't compare, but when me and Lisa first went, I'd been before with Shane and Butler, but it was like just a few hours. So I did have like a bit of me that I was worrying, where it was like, is this just dear for the sake of being dear, but it's actually not that good. Yeah. But no, it fully is. Like, I mean, we managed to get there last September, which is fucking freaky when you think of COVID and stuff. We managed to get there. Like, we had a couple of changes because of the golf. We were in like a separate bubble. So we lost our afternoon tea, but we were upgraded to like the cottage instead of a hotel room. Do you know what I mean? So, and they took like £300 off the bill or something too, so it worked out ridiculously well. But I'm very excited about it. I'm trying to get as much shit done between now and it. So when I go, I just want all my thoughts and stresses to be like Velcro. And just
done.
Gone. Like, do you know what I mean?
Like those magician women that like do the quick changes. Like you want to just arrive in Ballymena and it's just like stripped off you.
Yeah.
Like a skin.
Zen Woodsy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I just want to have like a wee Bluetooth speaker just on me all the time that just plays like whale noises and waves
Or an Enya. May it be
a lock of Enya and just be,
just
just turkeys.
gorgeous.
People are like, you hear a turkey? Like, no, I don't hear anything.
Just their waddles. Just like that.
They're just holding it like like pizza dough, stretching it out. No man.
Now I know what I'm going to call mine. Instead of a double chin, I'm going to call my wattle.
My wattle. The wattle bottle. I love it.
The wattle that I gained from COVID.
Do you think then, for anybody that might be a bit nervous about travelling, you know, with all the COVID restrictions, is it worth it, or is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're double vaxxed or whatever, who gives a shit about what your vibe is with that? But you know, the people that are like, it's wild risky. Would you just say to people, go to fuck?
Well, the thing is, as well, it happened. I got COVID before we went.
Did you, so you sound like you did it deliberately. I'm just going to get this out of my system. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to get it done. Just get the COVID. Like the toilet seat in Victoria Square.
Fuck it.
The job's done. Job done.
Yeah. No, because of where I work and it was summer, the kids were just running rife and around each other that I actually got COVID.
Yeah.
So it was 2 weeks before I went, and my partner ended up getting it too. So we had less of a stress going because we couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Because we tested negative, and then we were grand to go and wait our vaccines. But I could see why people would be stressed and going, but then at the same time, we booked a holiday with Jet2, which literally, as someone I've never done holidays like this before, it's basically like being an infant and someone just taking you by the hand and just guiding you through everything that you have to do. Like, you didn't have to think about anything. Like, we had all your documents and stuff that you need to do, but you're just like, if you want to go away, just fucking do it.
Aye, just do it.
I mean, years ago, remember you had to get fucking traveller's checks to go on your holiday? Like, you had to, like, my mind is blown that this used to be a thing, right? You used to have to put your money on a traveller's check, and then when you were on holiday, you had to take it to some random man in a hut that specifically done these traveller's checks and give you your money.
There you go.
And it was pesetas at the time, or whatever the fuck it was in 19 blanc.
Yeah, it would have been pesetas, funny enough, yeah.
We're now, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, if you have to go and get your bit of paperwork and all.
Yeah.
So just fucking do it. If you want to go on your holidays, it's really not that big of a deal. Just get your paper. Just make sure you're organised. If you have to do everything else, like your insurance and all, just be organised. But the fear of getting COVID, I had that gone because I already had it.
Yeah.
And what happened? Like, my like, I don't know. Did you get COVID?
No.
I
feel like I'm like left out now. I'm like, I must get one.
Just get it. Just get a quick bout.
Yeah, I feel like it's like an air fryer. Like, just go get yourself a lot. Go get some COVID. Go down to Argos, click and collect the COVID.
Just touch everything. Just go around everywhere like you've got a touch of autism and just rub yourself.
I'll rub it everybody else's waddles.
The waddle wanderer, just running around.
The waddle fondler, the Rory Wood story. Just.
Oh my god, that should be the name of your first book.
Do Sandstorm. All right, I'll give it a bag. Do my bag. Excuse me, sir. There'll be nowhere near your bag.
No.
There's no bongos in Sandstorm.
You're a full one-man orchestra.
Ding, ding, and you're a man from, what do you call it, Mary Poppins, with all the fucking stuff attached to him. Ding, 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 ding.
Everywhere.
Decalo.
Oh, my heart hurts.
It's mad that you didn't get COVID earlier when you think about it, because of the nature of your work. Just thinking there, because you were in and amongst the young'uns. The blazing squad of the Gen X blazing squad or whatever there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So we couldn't believe it. And I think, but see, because there wasn't a singular fuck given, Then when it all like sort of calmed down,
Yeah.
no, like there was like nobody cared, especially just in the areas that I work in, just nobody really cared anymore. So their kids had COVID, probably tested positive, and they were just like, I don't give a fuck, just
Get them out of the house. I can't abide them. Even when
fucking I'm not. And it was so stressful like in work because so many people had it. And then basically I got it and was like, I felt like in a movie, and like I just started crying like an absolute shit, like, oh, I can't believe that I've got it.
where did I go wrong?
Like, how did this happen to me? It's like, it's a fucking pandemic. Chill out, love.
It's not going to be on CNN. Ruth Curran's fucking raging. Fuck's sake. Why does everything have to happen to me? Aye, and billions of others. But sure, what have they ever done for me?
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
And so I got it and was like, right, you're obviously my girlfriend we live together, and I was like, you're going to end up getting it now anyway, we're going to self-isolate. But the only thing that happened to me was, which is the weirdest thing in the world, I lost my taste and smell.
Yeah.
And it just happened like that, like fucking like snippet, like I couldn't believe it. Like I was in the middle, which is so mad.
How much energy you put into clicking your fingers there, as if like, click Van Dyke. There you go. I can't click my fingers. That's the thing. You know, I don't know how I've got this far in life. See, I can get it. That's the best you're getting. Audio listeners,
Put your finger up to your camera.
Yeah. Where is it? Oh, it's up there. Let's see. There's my mic.
You do with your hand. This is what your hand looked like.
It's just, there's a waddle on the camera, you see. So, but so some people say you have to like lick your thumb or something to do it.
No.
Yeah. I'm not going to
mass. Farmer counting notes.
No, I'm not going to mass ever again. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Cheers for listening, everybody. What a fucking lit podcast. Can you click your fingers? Do you know what I mean? That'll be my new year, new me.
New year, new you. Learn your clicking. Learn your clicking.
Click my fingernails and my toenails. I'm going to do that as well. Not my nails, my actual finger.
I don't know if you can. I don't know why I'm trying to do it now.
Do you know the way you used to have people that could like fart under their elbow? Yeah. I used to know fellas that like spend time trying to learn how to do it with their legs. I mean, just like proper fucking.
He's really had nothing to do in Strabane, like nothing.
Yeah, I wish we had kids to feed. We had to do something to entertain the people. You know what I mean? Busking. I can fart from my leg. It is.
Oh man.
Oh my god! Have you done, before we finish up? No. Obviously, you were away and you were drinking when you were away. Have you been Belfast drinking post-COVID?
Belfast drinking post-COVID.
Have you been out in the establishments? And
I'm trying to think. And one Saturday we went to last Friday. I can't remember. Last Friday. It was last Friday. We went to there's a new bar that's opened up beside Maverick. It's called like fucking The Protector or something. I've no idea what it's called, but it's
Protector.
Begins with B.
Was it sell mattresses? What the fuck is that? Is that
I don't know.
The Protector.
But it's this wee tiny like fucking thing about this size, and I think it's like literally.
Oh, I know what you mean now. Aye.
Does it make sense?
Since you made your forehead now, you're thinking better and you're projecting to me a lot better than I can be a recipient.
Television it in, but it's kind of like. So it's like this tiny wee bar, and it was lovely because it's new and got IPAs. I was being classy. Well, I thought I was being classy, drinking 7.5% IPAs.
Yeah. They do not fail to get you drunk.
No, definitely not. So we went to that bar and then some, and it was okay. Just weird. Like, it's the whole fucking, can you fill out a form before you come in? Like, what's your blood type? What are you drinking? Where are you sitting? It's like, fucking, I just want a pint.
Yeah, star sign, girth, everything. Do you know what I mean? Fucking, it really is. And again, kind of boils down to what we were saying about, like, it kind of stifles the crack a wee bit, because then it sort of feels like it's regimented banter in a way where you're like, We're like, fucking right, let's go in here. And they're like, can you just write down? And I don't want to be handed a clipboard on a night out. For any, would you do this survey for, celiac cats? No. Well, the balls, you know what I mean? Cats with fucking tennis elbow. Like, no, I'm not doing that shit. Fuck you.
No. Well, that's it, basically. We don't want to be doing anything. We just go out and have pints and sit down. And it's also then as well, when you go to a bar, you don't mind waiting standing because you're like, oh, I can see that they're flat out. But when you're waiting on a drink coming, I get like that thirsty, angry mouth. I'm like, why so?
Should have brought me 2.5 litres of milk with me, fuck's sake.
Where's my drink? Fucking, I don't see any staff anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like,
don't my pints. Is that the actual thing? You're like a meerkat?
So that people can see that I'm really thirsty to signal the staff to come over because I don't want to be rude and be like, excuse me. I'm like,
know what I mean? Any fucking chance? Do you know what I found weird? We went to the boneyard for and went there, and we went to Limelight after. And do you know what blows my mind? You know when you've got a wee code on your table, the wee QR code, you take a photo of it, then the menu comes up and you pay for it and somehow arrives. Are we in the future? Is this the future? I haven't even technically spoke to anybody to order a drink, and it's there.
And it's there.
Yeah, pint of Heverly. Good lad. It's linked to my PayPal. And then some guy's like, do you order Heverly? And I'm like, yes, I actually did. Thank you so much. All I did was take a photo of this black and white Rorschach looking bastard on the table. Yeah. And that's the way now. The new getting around in is just basically passing your phone.
Putting in what you want.
Yeah. So you hopefully then don't get the awkward thing of maybe someone who doesn't know how to work your phone going into like your gallery or something and seeing your WhatsApp, and you're like, there's a picture of a fry, there's someone bucking a Hoover, there's someone getting licked out by a giraffe, and there's a photo of a boojum. And there's our selfie from earlier when we were in the boneyard. Hey.
What are you taking pictures of? I never take a photograph of my boojum, but everything else. Yep.
Your gallery is 3,000 pictures of turkeys. What the fuck's going on there? Do you know what I mean? I'm comparing wattles. Is it different?
He's bigger and better.
Is it? Do the women get the woman turkeys get it? Or
I don't know.
Don't turkeys have gender? I don't want to assume, but non-binary turkeys. That's what I'll be eating this year, slow cooked. We'll get non-binary turkeys and we'll cook the ham and fucking Tizer. Balls did. By the way, what? See when I googled it, you told me to Google the bit underneath the turkey's chin. If you scroll down a wee bit, it's got the general like other searches that people have put connected. Connected. What's that creepy thing under a turkey's chin called? So, right, what is the name of the fleshy growth from the base of a turkey's chin? Right. What is the flap of skin over a turkey's beak called? It's not really over its beak, you know what I mean? It's not like it's wearing a mask.
No.
And what is the dangling sack under a rooster?
Dare they talk about my mother like that?
Oh, so did anybody ever call you Roofster? Do you have
Roofster?
Have you ever had a nickname?
Yeah, I have. I have several.
What are your nicknames?
So my main nickname that everyone calls me is Rab.
Rab,
because my name is Ruth Anna Bernadette Curran, so everyone calls me Rab C.
Is it Anna Bernadette? Like, is that one word?
Anna Bernadette. It's my confirmation name's Bernadette, and my baptismal name's Anna, so it's Ruth Anna Bernadette Curran.
Anna Bernadette. That kind of sounds like, you know, those lawyers that like try and get you out of like financial stress, like just Bernadette. One big consolidate all the debt. Anna Bernadette. Some guy setting fire to fucking score. So it's Riff Anna Bernadette. Jesus, that's a mouthful there, sir.
Anna Bernadette Curran. Yes. So
Anna Bernadette. What was your confirmation name? Did you do confirmation?
Bernadette. That's Bernadette. That's
right.
it.
So Riff Anna : Bernadette. Curran.
Barney.
Jesus.
Big Barney.
That's good. Rab, that makes sense. What were your other ones?
So then my baby Ruth was always one of Ruthie baby. And then
What was it? Telly Savalas? Was it Kojak Chutney? Roofy baby.
The baby. It's the fella from the On Clouds coming down, played arts.
180. Quick segue. I meant to say this earlier, but one thing I loved about going on any European trips, particularly like all inclusive. I've never been all inclusive, but those sort of holidays your mates know, was some of the entertainment. I remember seeing an All Saints tribute act, and 3 of them were lads. The guy was like, "I'm Shazney." I'm like, "You're not Shazney. Don't even fucking blaspheme."
You're not.
No. Never, ever, ever. Dun. I'm coming to you. Used to book one of the Gallaghers, man.
What? Where was this that you seen these people?
It was Alicante.
Oh,
Because
gorgeous.
everybody knows someone that's got a house in Alicante.
Yeah.
Buy somewhere else, because everywhere's like Alicante is basically a humid Dungannon now. Basically, every fucking dickhead there, like.
Everyone's just took ship and went off.
Yeah, Sunstroke and Champ. That's all you're getting out there.
Gorgeous. Do you love a bit of champ?
Here.
You love a bit of champ?
I like a bit of Champ. Sir, fire scallions into anything. Put it and rate my plate. Just a big bowl of Champ. What are
Gotta be a
your
name.
so? What are your other nicknames?
So Ruthie baby Ruth, because I'm baby of the family.
Right. Yeah.
I'm the youngest. And then Rab, Roofless. I get caught. The kids call me Roofless in the club. Roofless.
What are you, a wrestler? What the fuck? Roofless Ruth Curran.
And then
Roofless?
Ashton's
Fucking
daddy
hell.
started calling me Buckethead.
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 Right.
Which I think's quite cute.
Do you?
I'm taking it that way.
Is it because your head is?
It's probably as empty as a bucket, I would assume.
Or is it because of the way you wear your hair? Is that supposed to be like a bucket?
Fuck knows. I don't even know if it's even brushed.
That's
I
like
don't know.
that looks like the thing you put over a teapot to keep it warm. Do you know
A
what I mean?
cozy?
Yeah. A cozy riff. You know what I mean?
Cozy, right?
Yeah.
That's a good one. But no, I've never, like, Rab's the only one, but there's only like a couple of people that would call me it, like the kids in the club and my mate Steve-O.
Yeah.
But cunt was the one that was thrown about for a couple of years.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Glad we settled our differences now.
Moved on, man. Moved on.
What nickname do you have in secondary school? Cunt. Not really a nickname, more a term.
Statement.
Yeah, more a statement. I mean, your CV must be lit. Ruth Curran, curriculum vitae, cunt. Other hobbies, being a cunt.
Being a cunt while filling about.
Being a cunt, drinking White Russians. Expert in Turkey-related trivia. Oh, what a weird way to end it. Here, I tell you what, this is episode 100 of this podcast. Isn't that mad?
Madness. Are you buzzed?
Well, I'm buzzed enough, but it's when we started recording, it was like 1:45. So, because initially I was like, I wonder if I'll get a fucking bottle of Prosecco and just drink away. But, you know, it wasn't feasible at this time of the day because I can't perpetuate the stereotype anymore.
No.
Just a band
then-
thing. But I'll have a wee thing later, making a whole tray of, go do nachos later for dinner, man. That's my signature thing. Take a chill. And then next week, when I finish work next Friday, that's me off then for like the weekend and then the full week for the anniversary and stuff. So
Yes.
we have a work thing in the boneyard next Friday. So QR codes about. Ping. Do you know what I mean?
Bang, 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 bang.
For everybody. For everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah, not you.
Gorgeous.
Not you. And then I'll be the guy going, you know what the thing is about HR? It's just a fucking load of shite. And
You will be.
see the Jews. Don't get me started. And those fucking Jews. Those Jewish bastards. Yeah, we have the Galgorm for 3 nights. We also have a reservation at the Dumpling Library. Next weekend,
Oh,
mate.
my
Aye.
friend was there last night.
What was the verdict?
Unbelievable.
I'm very
Sent me
excited.
pictures.
I'm very excited because I need to have a change from just going to the toast office all the time. I've been there too much.
Here, they're it's nice, but it's too much.
What do you mean financially, or in terms of the stodginess?
Stodginess.
Oh, I don't know if I would eat a massive dinner if I had toast office for lunch on my lunch hour. Most of the time, I'm just like, we just snack it out that evening, but just snack it out, which means crisps.
Pop in Pringles. It's a big night.
I know everybody says like, oh, we'll snack it out, but we'll be adventurous. So you're like, let's get some samosas and we'll do a grazing board, and we'll get a bottle of wine. You're just like, just McCoys and just right.
Whisper Gold. Am I right?
Yeah, an orange twirl. Have you ever had the orange twirl?
Oh, great.
Gorgeous. You know what it really is, and it's not as good as fucking 138 White Russians, but it'll get there.
Nothing ever will be. Nothing.
If there was a cocktail with the orange twirl, Woodsy be broken. I will be broken. And I'm going to go now and bleach all my cloths, I think, because that's what...
Do it. Hashtag over 30s. Yeah. Hashtag over 30s.
Thanks again for coming on. I didn't even do an intro to this episode because we started talking, and we've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes.
Would not be like it, would you?
Yeah, I know.
Wouldn't be like it.
And then, actually, before we go, we should maybe let the people know what we have in the pipeline, don't we? We have something... Yeah, we haven't got a name for it. Well, with tentative name, but we will be starting our own wee podcast, won't we?
Woo!
Probably once I get my week off done for my anniversary and all that jazz, we'll get some pics done and all that jazz. And we don't know what we're going to call it. We have an idea, don't we? But we're not 100% on it. But no one gives a shit on it. I mean, at the end of the day.
But it's not a podcast.
Yeah,
spoken word.
Yeah, it's art. It's Def Slam poetry, but with the word blurt in it. And do you know what I think? I was going to do it for this, but I think it'll actually work with a second person. Now that this could be good for ours. I don't know if you would do it every week, but I was going to have a segment at one point called Eating Mess, as in a term on eating mess. And it was basically just those fucking minging things that you see in like a pound shop in a tin. We just film ourselves trying it.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be
do you know what? I would love to do that.
Wouldn't that be
I would love to.
And you could get people to like suggest things.
Yeah.
Do you know
and
what
like even the Asian supermarket, them jars of stuff that you don't know what it says on it.
Oh yeah, just eat away. Like, you know what? I'm actually going to cut this wee bit of the conversation out of this pod because some other cunt's going to go do that.
Yeah.
But we will. So we'll do a natural editing point now.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for coming on, Ruth.
No problem. Thank you very much for having me.
No worries. Appreciate it. What is your plans for the weekend? Are you on the slosh? Are you going to be partaking in some gluten-free heroin?
I'm on the beverachos in this weekend.
Are you? Are you drinking away?
I will be. It's my girlfriend's sister's hen party, so we are going to hit the town and get some drinkies in. So that is my plan.
Are you whereabouts in town? Are you going? Have you stuff planned, or is it kind of loosey-goosey?
We're meeting in Whites. We're going in Whites. So I think it's all very like easy going, which I love.
That's good. That's good.
When there's big crowds of people. So we'll start off in Whites and we'll have some pints, some Guinness, some Southern Comfort, some whiskies, and just have a merry old time. What about yourself? We're going to have the opposite of that, a very quiet, lying on the carpet face down sort of weekend, and occasionally some of those giant Watsits. I might get the big ones.
Big oil hers. They could be bigger though. They should be like a dry beats pill. They should be one of those fucking. And you can get a knife and fork and
get into it. Watsits are just. I don't think Watsits can do any wrong. They're the shit. They just need to bring back the prawn cocktail flavour, and I'd start working for them. Yeah, exactly. I'd work in commish. I'd be like the PR girls for Rain, but for Watsits. Yeah. Like a freshers fair, I'd be like, you looking Watsits, mates? And he'd be like, fuck, dead on. And a free tin of some whatever the new energy drink is. Syphilis or anus, anal tear. Do you want your pish to glow in the dark? Drink this. Have no money left. Have a bag of Watsons. Never sleep again. God bless you. But right, that's me. I'll just end the meeting here now. But thanks again, Rab. No worries. Thanks, Woodsy. Thanks. And we shall see soon. If I got a nickname for you, Fiddler on the Roof. That's definitely. That's a lot dirtier than I intended. Does Aisling pay the violin? I don't even know. It's like, am I the fiddler or am I the roof? Like, who knows? Well, it boils down to your attitude. You're
the
too much.
Jiv Kif Liv Me Riff Siv Tiff.
Steve.
The Riff Fairy.
Steve.
Rifflin.
Well, I'll tell you this, which actually says what you're saying, right? There was a fella I went out with and we were like 4 hours. A fella I went out with in primary school or secondary school, and he had a wee sister, and it was my birthday, and she wrote me a birthday card, but she was very, very dyslexic, and she spelt my name Roughlin, Rothlin B.
Is that an island, isn't it? Rothlin Island. Say it again.
Roughlin.
Rufflin. That's like what you would get in IKEA. It's actually a lamp, but it's called the Rufflimp. Rufflimp.
All the names.
Yeah. I remember when I got an IKEA family card, you know, the thug life. You know, you apply for it online, and I can type, right? I can spell my own name. The card arrived, and it was Russell Woods. It was, what the fuck? Rusaril. Russell, which sounds like something for acne. Do you know what I mean? Of the howl acne. Yeah. Taint acne. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Crackney.
Jesus. You know what I mean? Just making it up. Go for it, love. Just making it up for you.
Right.
Amazing.
I'll let you go. Enjoy your hen do, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank
all
you,
right?
love.
Much love.
Talk
Take
to
it
you
easy.
soon.
All the best. See you later.